Well, I hope that you and your family had a wonderful Halloween, and hopefully you didn't eat all of your children's candy yet. But today we're going to talk a little bit about some price changes or structure changes, really, and try to figure out what the heck is going on, because this isn't a base price increase, but there was an increase in an option for the Model Y. And that's what we're going to talk about today. It's really interesting because the particular option that increased in price was actually a paint color. And we've been seeing quite a few changes in paint colors, not just in this price right here today, but even a brand new color that was brought for the Model S and X. This new stealth gray that we did see in Europe for the refresh Model 3 is now here in the United States for the Model S and X. And although it's not yet available for the Model Y or Model 3 here in the US, it's starting to look a little interesting because, well, let's just take a look. So here we are on Tesla's website here, and looking at the Model Y, prices are all the same, nothing crazy, nothing different here, but the $1,000 white, $1,000 blue, and what used to be $1,500 black is now $2,000. And that now makes it the same price as the red Model Y, which is interesting. This red Model Y has always been a premium, and it makes total sense. Red is usually a premium color anyways. Black, however, when the Model 3 was launched, was a free color, and then they changed it to white, and black had an upcharge. And black has been $1,500 for quite some time here, and it was never free on the Model Y. But the white Model Y, which was free, is now $1,000. The Midnight Silver Metallic, which used to be $1,000, is now free, and now the black is $2,000, and that puts it the same price as the red. So really interesting. What is happening here? Why would Tesla increase the price to $2,000 on the black? It would be understandable if it was a premium color like red, but something has to be happening here for an increase like this. It's one thing when they go from having a free color to now charging you for it and changing out the free color, so to speak. But this is something else different altogether. Looking over at the Model 3, it is not the same over here. Black is still $1,500. It is not $2,000 like the red. So the pricing for everything else is the same, and the black did not change. And of course, on the Model S and the Model X, all colors are included, including this new stealth gray, which is pretty fantastic. And again, over on the Model X, the same story. Everything is included for colors. And Tesla did actually just release some pretty cool updated pictures here of that stealth gray, which looks pretty sweet. So I'm excited to see this in person. Pictures only do it so much justice, and videos that we've seen online. So pretty excited to see this in person, and wondering still, when will Midnight Silver Metallic be replaced with this new stealth gray? I hope to see that coming very soon. Hopefully we don't have to wait for a refresh for this to happen. Now, I want to look at some data here because I'm trying to figure out exactly why this is happening. And I thought I'd break down the inventory in a couple different ways. First, we're going to look at Model Y inventory by color. And originally I just looked at the state of Florida where I'm at, just to kind of see the breakdown by color. And looking just in Florida, doesn't really stand out. It's, about the same inventory as the other options around that same price. And looking at that throughout the US, again, it doesn't really stand out. There's nothing crazy about 18% of total inventory. I mean, it's right there in the middle. Now, of course, having the free color being the largest portion makes total sense because that's where most of the volume would be. But having 16, 18% of the total inventory being black, that doesn't really raise any red flags here. But one interesting little thing to look at here is seeing that this total inventory of 353 black Model Ys that are in existing inventory, that means that Tesla has raised $176,500 just on existing inventory, which honestly is not really a drop in the bucket in the big scheme of things when we're talking billions of dollars of revenue, but interesting fact nonetheless. And then looking at it by inventory too, so there's really nothing else here happening either. So just looking at Model Y inventory, it's hard to tell based on the inventory on hand why the black Model Y would be more expensive today. I also looked at this compared to the Model 3, and it is much the same story. We can see very, very similar inventory levels across the Model 3 and Model Y, which is no surprise because these are basically spitting out in likely the same volumes by color. So demand is probably very similar for the Model 3, each color, as it is for the Model Y for those same colors. And then looking at it by trim, again, nothing really standing out here. Another thing that I like to look at is the inventory as a whole graphically here. And looking at the Model Y, we just did an update on this a couple days ago, and we can see, I mean, inventory is down and it's still going down. And looking at it across all the models stacked, I mean, there's no big changes in inventory. So definitely interesting little bit of data here to help us digest what the heck is actually happening at Tesla. All right, so we're looking at no changes in inventory really. We're really not seeing any difference in the amount of black Model Ys as comparison to the amount of black Model 3s. And there's nothing really in the data that we can see to say, hey, this is probably why Tesla is doing this. Now, it would be easy to say, hey, Tesla's probably going to be making a change to the black, or perhaps they're doing an upgrade to that paint right now, but we would probably see the same price change in the Model 3. After all, the Model 3 and the Model Y are both made in Fremont. Of course, you can get the rear-wheel drive Model Y out of Giga, Texas, so it wouldn't really seem like this would be an issue with paint upgrades on the line or any changes there. So it's really, really hard to understand why Tesla is pushing people away from the black, because that's really what this is at the end of the day. Tesla is trying to de-incentivize you from choosing black for one reason or another, and it's not really clear why. So I do have a black Model X and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty good, but I know that some people are not big fans of black because number one, it's hot in the sun, and number two, it definitely shows the most dirt, definitely shows the most scratches. So it's a delicate paint anyways. But there's nothing really pointing out why this is happening. So let me know in the comments, what do you think is happening? Do you think maybe this is a future sign of changes to come for color options for the Model Y? Could we perhaps be getting the stealth gray here very soon? Or do you think Tesla's maybe making some upgrades to that black paint, maybe making it a more premium black paint here in the near future? Interested to know what your thoughts are, because I cannot figure out what the heck is going on and why it's $500 more now to order this black Model Y as it was just yesterday, and why it's still $1,500 on the Model 3. Anyways, that's it for today. A little bit of an update for you. Hope this doesn't impact your order. Can't wait to catch you on the next one.